Keir Starmer must hate Britain, and he just wants to give up all of our national security as he is looking to approve a super mega Chinese embassy in the centre of London, right next to our financial district, above all of our fibre cables. There is mass protests. It looks like he has been blackmailed. You had the Chinese spy trial not long ago, and unless you've been hiding somewhere, it's pretty obvious China are trying to spread their propaganda across the West. They're trying to globalise themselves. We know for a fact there's many and many cases of Chinese spying, espionage, sabotage. Doesn't take much brain power to understand that a super mega embassy, where they've even released plans and they found evidence that they want to spread Chinese propaganda, pro-propaganda across the West, that this plan should be rejected. But no, Keir Starmer has looked, and it's understood he's given the MI5 and the MI6 the go-ahead on this, even though there is a massive security threat. Even in the military, we had to be careful if you were using Chinese technology, such as Chinese phones or Chinese drones. So if there wasn't a threat, why would there be an issue with using Chinese technology? But now they want a super mega embassy where they've got their main embassy building. They've got a cultural exchange building, which is understood to be sort of a cultural influence building, so they can influence the Chinese agenda across Britain, across Europe. This mega embassy is going to be the largest either in Europe, well, it's going to be the largest in Europe and possibly the largest embassy outside of China in the world. In the centre of London, above our fibre cables, in our banking and financial districts. And Keir Starmer is given the go-ahead. The Prime Minister is understood to have given the go-ahead to both MI5 and MI6. Both the Home Office and the Foreign Office are also said to have not raised any objections as long as the relevant security mitigations were assured, which we'll cover that in a minute because there's massive security issues that are not being mitigated in a minute. The departments responsible for the security services are expected to present their formal response to the embassy proposal in days ahead of the official decision on December the 10th. Bearing in mind this was rejected, and it was rejected by the local council. This is going to be built on the old Royal Mint where all of our coins were made. The local council rejected it. And then about 2 weeks after Keir Starmer come into power, the application was resubmitted. Make that make sense, eh? Pretty obvious. Keir Starmer's in, Conservatives are out, Labour are in, let's resubmit. This building, super complex, bearing in mind there's current buildings and they're massive developments. It's going to cost £750 million, this development is. That was rejected by the local councils. The plans were rejected before that. The Met Police originally rejected it, saying over security issues and mass protest issues, because the area is not safe enough to have large protests, because there's protests out there happening. Then all of a sudden those rejections were gone. And now Keir Starmer and the people around him saying there is no issues. As long as we mitigate a few risks, it's totally fine. This mega super embassy is going to have underground rooms and underground tunnels, which is not usual when building an embassy in the UK. So under the building in the area, you've got access to all of our fibre cables. Then they're going to dig down and redevelop the current underground rooms and tunnels. And bearing in mind, it has come out that apparently this will not be assessed and this will not be watched over. So under there, they can do and build whatever they want. Jesus. The Ministry of Housing, Communities and Local Government declined to comment when approached by GB News for further information. The apparent decision emerges in the shadow of tensions between Britain and China following the collapse of the spies trial of 2 men accused of passing information to Beijing. Here it comes down here. Chinese Foreign Minister spokesman Ling Jian said Beijing felt grave concern and strong dissatisfaction about the repeated delays in approval. The spokesman called on the UK to immediately fulfil its obligations and honour its commitments. Otherwise, the British side will bear all consequences. So they're basically saying, if you do not approve this, we will retaliate in some form. They're blackmailing the UK and the Prime Minister to accept these plans so that they can spread pro-Chinese propaganda, so they can influence the West a little bit more. Plus, you've got the issues with Chinese citizens that have left China, Hong Kong citizens. They've got direct line of sight to our financial districts, access to our fibre cables. This is how desperate they are for it. They won't pick another site. They are saying, if you do not fulfill your obligations and honour its commitments, we have no obligations and commitments to them. We're our own nation. We don't work closely with China. They're not really classed, well, they're not classed as an ally. It's not like the US are asking to build a mega embassy. British side will bear all consequences. So do as we ask, or we will retaliate in some form. And it looks like Keir Starmer, with all the courage and leadership that he doesn't have, is backing down, and he's going to approve it. And he's actually heading to China in January to meet with the Chinese Communist Party. It doesn't take massive amounts of brain power to understand that China are part of spying issues, sabotage, espionage. They're not a close ally with us. They're actually a close ally of Russia. And he is going to approve this. I swear he is trying to destroy, in my opinion, the UK day by day. He's trying to upset the British public day by day. Absolutely insane. Like, these plans have been repeatedly rejected by the Tower Hamlets Council, and now the government can overrule that and approve this if they want to, and it's looking like he's going to give the green light. Like, they're literally coming back and saying there is no security threat to them building this mega embassy in the centre of London. The only issue London's Metropolitan Police have is concerns over massive protests outside the planned site. That's it. Please do comment below with what you think of this. What are your thoughts? I'd be really interested to hear what you've got to say. Absolutely mind-boggling. And bearing in mind, this is going to cost £750 million. Craziness. Craziness. We are literally, openly, he said it, being blackmailed by the Chinese to allow them to come in and build a super mega embassy with a cultural exchange building, direct line of sight to our financial district and the centre of London, and built above all the fibre cables that basically connect and communicate London as one, the centre of London and our financial district. It's just, each and every day there's something different where they just want to destroy the UK, where they just want to tear away the British public's safety. You know, we want to live in a free world without surveillance. And Labour Party want to do the opposite. But please do comment below what your thoughts are on this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.